My name's Mark, and welcome to the fall farm tour at the 10 Acre Woods. Well, I'm just sitting out here with the ducks, enjoying the last signs of summer. It's now officially fall, so time for the fall tour. Now, these geese out here, I had mentioned in the past that they were Danish geese, these guys over here, but they are actually Czech geese, from what I can see. They kind of look like Emden geese. They're a little bit smaller than Emdens. And of course we've got our Chinese geese over. Actually, no, these are all the Czech geese. The Chinese geese are all playing in the mud puddle over yonder. So we have gotten quite a bit of rain lately. You can see the pond is full, completely full. And we've got our drainage ditch over here. So in the spring, hopefully all will go well and it'll come through here. We've got our waterfall nicely running. We'll probably leave the pump on for, well, for probably about 3 more weeks, maybe the end of October. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We're not going to run it completely through the winter because we want to make sure that this ice that's on here is safe for the animals to walk on if they decide to do so. So we don't want to have any incidences. We got the Pekin ducks, or some of the Pekin ducks over there. Now, with the water that we've had, this is filled up and everything looks pretty good. Tara has gone and seeded this area and right around there. So hopefully next year we'll start to get some grass growing. Here's Einstein. So he's a tufted or crested Pekin duck. And some of you have been asking about Drake. Drake, what are you doing? Drake? Hey, bud. What are you doing? Drake's getting old. He's got his little duck house. So Tara's been painting. Well, the painting season's kind of over now, so she wanted to do green, of course, green on the top and brown. So she's done the other building right over there as well. And of course, the new shelter. So I think she's going to just kind of leave this boarded up for now. We've got a lot of different projects that we're doing to get ready for winter. This one isn't a high priority, although we want to get the door in there. So we want to make sure that door gets on there so we can slide it shut. So that'll be coming up. We've got all the materials. It's just a matter of getting that finished up. So this here is the overflow section of the pond. It's right up at the level here on where it's going to go out. And everything seems to be draining fairly well. This is a little bit mucky over here. But of course, once the ground hardens up and if we get some grass growing in that area, we should be all right. There's a little bit of grading we have to do maybe on the edge here because of course the water coming off the top and coming down. Here's the Chinese geese. They're heading out onto the pond. Some more Muscovies over here. And Paula. Paula's going for a drink. Paula. Paula. Are you ignoring me, Paula? Hi. What? Now, Paula's the only one that spits, but she doesn't spit at humans. Humans might get a little bit of a feedback on it. She usually spits at Barry. Now Barry's inside. Oh, there's Shanzy. So yeah, this is a little bit mucky. The pigs are loving it in here. Petey and Piper. Petey. Oh, Petey. Are you still grumpy? Are you a grumpy pig? Are you? Are you a grumpy pig? Yes, especially when you're sleeping. Petey does not like being disturbed. Hi. What? Are you guys digging for stuff? Yep, they'll be hibernating come winter time, and they actually make their own bed. So they scoop it all up into a big pile and then sleep into that. And here's the world famous Fernando. What's up, bud? We got some visitors coming this afternoon, so we have our we have an open farm running from 3 till 6 today. And Bronwyn's doing great. We're a little concerned about her horns. If her horns continue to grow, they may grow into her neck. So we're not sure if they will continue growing or not. We'll see what happens. But that's something that we want to monitor. Hi, guys. Somebody asked about these feeders. So we picked them up at a store here called PV Mart. So they're a Western Canadian kind of a farm store, farm and tack store. The name brand on them is Little Giant, which is a pretty popular name. So we've got 4 of them. I think she's actually picked up maybe another one. So we want to have enough so that there's no fighting. And of course, Paula's not spitting at the others, or Barry, particularly. So everybody seems to be getting along great, which is what we want. We sometimes get them where they misbehave, but that's normal. You get that with humans too. Sometimes people don't like other people, and they show it. So the boards, hey bud. The boards here, Tara was like, oh, these are my boards for the door. So they kind of got pooped on by the roosters. So we'll have to clean that off and wash them down before we put them up. This is our straw for the winter, just some excess straw. We have little Lucy here. What are you doing, Lucy? So Lucy is, she's about 4.5 years old now. And she was one of the ones, her mama was nicknamed Junkyard Mama, because she came from a farm that just looked like a junkyard, and we managed to bring her mom in. Didn't know that her mom was pregnant, and little Lucy came through along with her brother Josh, I believe it was. So they both had white muscle disease, which is a selenium deficiency in the ground. And doesn't transfer into hay. So basically it's prenatal vitamins that her mother was missing. And that's why she's so small and so cute. Right, Lucy? But she can have an attitude sometimes. So speaking of the roosters, if you watch the live stream, which the live stream camera I've got actually, it's right over here. It's actually a home security camera, but I've got measures to increase my resolution on that. So I wasn't quite happy. I'm always improving. I think this will be the last upgrade. So the roosters. So they came in actually when the live stream was going on. A little dark there. Need to turn on some lights. So there was a bunch that came in, and people are always looking at getting rid of roosters because roosters, of course, don't lay eggs, and people don't have any use for them. What do we got here? So we got Penelope, not Penelope, Petunia. I always get those ones mixed up. Penelope was her sister, Petunia's sister. Then we have little Lambert. How you doing, buddy? Hi, how you doing? Are you getting ready for winter? Yes. No, I don't have any food. You gonna lick the salt off my hand? So they are coming in nicely, nice and thick coat on here. Hey, bud? Yeah. And here we have Tinker. Hi, Tink. Or Tinkerbell. Tink for short. And of course the Turbo. Now Turbo was named that's Turbo. Turbo was named Turbo because he was the first one to the bottle. So we got him 2 years ago. Hi, bud. And he just loved the bottle, so he was the first one to push his way in. We had to kind of hold him back. So we thought Turbo was a great name for him. All right, so that is everybody in here while we have Coco down here. So Coco and Petunia are both 1 year olds. So they were last year's babies. So this is the rabbit outdoor pen. And what we've done is we've actually put wire underneath here so they can't dig out. And of course this wire that's on here is stucco wire. So here's a little black lion head. Tara has put on poly. So vapor barrier, essentially, 6 mil vapor barrier on the opening of the building, both buildings. We were using plexiglass at one time, but they were breaking and cracking, and we just had issues with that. This is much easier to install, simply a staple gun. She has also installed a little door. So this little door here is going to, we'll see that a little bit later on, but it goes out to the pony section. Actually, maybe we'll go out there right now and check it out. I haven't even seen this because she did this when I was at work. So maybe we will head out that way. Hey guys, there's some twine here that shouldn't be here. Oh, you want to make sure you pick this stuff up. This is from the hay twine. So just making sure that that's all picked up. There's another little bit here. Oh, there we go. All right, so everybody's getting tucked in for the winter time. It's actually somewhat warm in here, out of the breeze, which is what you want. I think we're going to have to close up those holes. They've been digging holes in the wall there. There is some wire in there, so they can't go completely through. But probably just throw up a piece of plywood on there and close that in. This building needs a little bit of rework, which we'll probably do in the summertime, next spring. Clean this out, and there's a section outside the that back corner there where the electric fence that you can hear clicking away is starting to come undone. While we're back here, let's take a look at the chickens. So the chickens we're going to leave out probably until the end of October, as long as possible. And then next spring we're going to be, I had mentioned before in a few other videos, the wire section over there we're going to open up so that these guys can get out and take full use of the yard. We haven't done that in the past because the goats can actually get into that little, the little opening there. And we don't want them getting into the grain because it can cause bloat, and they can actually die from bloat. Some of the pigeons are out. 2 of the peahens are out. Somebody had asked me from the Caribbean. They were asking if I could send them 9 peafowl eggs. Oh, there's Prince over there. But they're not laying anymore, and I don't think we can actually ship eggs internationally. You probably need some kind of permit just for, like, I don't know, bird flu and things of that nature. I know items coming into Canada, we don't allow certain, vegetables and products like that, like certain things that aren't native to Canada, and they can bring in bugs and such. And then I think eggs and meat are something else that can't come in. So I'm sure there's something in there, but I don't think they're fertile anyway. We had one of the peahens sitting and nothing happened. So so I don't know if Prince's reign will go on. Now, can I get out? Yeah, I can't. Oh, she put a block on there. Well, that's what she did. Okay. And I might as well, I guess I should put this block back. There we go. Doorstop. Hi, guys. So here, one of the other projects we want to do is this wire isn't active. It looks like she has done something here. I'm not quite sure. But what I was suggesting is that we put another pole in around over here, and we use the spring gate and bring it over to this area so we have a gate going in. This is the corner that needs a little rework. I can actually hear it ticking on the ground. The ground wire obviously needs to be tightened. It's loose. So there's some ticking in there, but this framing has come right away from the building, and we've just kind of twined it together. So this line is still not active. We'll probably do that when we get the other pole in. We have Shadow and Willow. How are you kids doing? And then where's Carl? Billy's here. Hi, Billy. Where's your? Oh, your dad's on the other side. Okay, so Marley. Hey, Marley. So Marley's not as much of a man as he used to be. On Friday, he had a visit from the vet, and I was just heading off to work. I was wanting to maybe catch a little bit of footage, not too much footage, but apparently he had some good sedation on him, and Tara was out here with him for probably about half an hour with his head on her lap. So finally he woke up enough that she could leave him, because of course you don't want him to choke on his tongue or something happen. So he is now fixed. So something else getting ready for winter is we have a septic field right here. And what happened was, I think it was January, it was like January 3rd, I think it was, our septic field froze. So the lines run underground here from the house and go up into this, and it's a raised system. It's called. It's Infiltrator is the name of the septic components that go in it, and it actually sprays up into these domes that supposedly break it up into a mist and help it break down a lot easier. We have a high water table in this area, that's why it's raised. So these, the straw bales here are hopefully going to help us out. We're going to put a few more down in this area, and we want to make sure there's some good snow coverage on top of this for insulation. And that was the problem last year, is we just didn't have any snow. So I'm guessing the line just kind of underneath this area froze, and we had to get our tank pumped out every few weeks. And so, all right, so that is the front, guys. There's Carl. Carl, hi, bud. Come here. What are you doing? Are you gonna go see the girls soon? We'll probably put them at the end of the month. We're gonna put Carl in there. I'm not sure if we're going to put Billy in right away, but we'll see what happens. Hey, bud. Oh, there's Billy. Billy's favorite rock. He loves that rock. I'll have to get you guys some apples. We still have some apples left, not too many, but also Marley's eye. So I don't know if you can see that. It's not that eye, it's the other eye. There. So it's been a little pussy. So we had the vet look at that as well and give him some antibiotics for that. I'm not sure what it is, but it always seems to be that one eye that causes him a problem. And so, all right, guys. Well, get ready for winter. I think you got a nice coat on there, Carl. This is the time of year that you can smell him quite a bit more, because his musk. He'll actually urinate on, you can see the discoloration underneath his front end there, where it's not quite as white, So he pees there to make himself smell better. To the females, I guess. I don't know if it smells. Does it work? I still see you chasing them around from time to time. Billy's looking pretty good. I don't know if he's actually at the pee stage yet. Hey? But that's how it works. All right, we're going to go back to the back of the house because Tara is working on something back there as well, and we'll have a peek at that. So one thing that I know there's a lot of people out there that are wanting to that have a farm or want to start a farm or want to start a sanctuary or want to move to the country. But one thing we do is whenever you get stuff for free, if you have an acreage, then you can have an area to store things. So Tara's little area to store things is over here. So we have lots of bricks and such in here. She just got these for free. Some guy was taking down his fencing, so we got those, and we're going to use those. I'll show you where we're going to use those in a minute. There's a pallet company in the city that can't use damaged, not necessarily damaged, but wood with knots in it and just weaker structural wood. So we've been stacking all of that, or she has been stacking all of that in here. So this is kind of her go-to place for doing crafts and such. So lots of different pieces of wood. And then we have some posts over in this area here and some pipe and all kinds of different things. So you make your own little used store area, but of course you want to make it nice and clean. Some people hoard things and it can be a little dumpy, but Tara's done a good job in cleaning this up. This is actually some pond liner that was left over. There's still a roll in over by the pond, but it makes a good bottom section. And then we've got some steel here, an old Carter that is pretty much shot over there. And then some other wood underneath here. So this is kind of the I don't know, the store, I guess, the used store. So coming over to behind the house, this is something that Tara saw on Pinterest, I think it was, or on Facebook, and she wanted to do something. So it almost kind of looks like a maze. What it is we have a kids group called Trackers, and every Tuesday and Thursday we have a Trackers group that comes out, and it's basically a kids group, kind of like Scouts. And this week we had some hay that was straw that was delivered, and they went and they stacked it all out here. So this is for a straw garden, but of course you can't plant anything in it right away. You have to actually season the hay, the straw. I got hay on the brain. You have to season the straw so that it starts to break down and starts to rot. And then what you do, from my understanding, you seed right into here, and then you have your garden that grows up through there. So those boards or those fence segments that I pointed out, she's going to have one. I'm not sure exactly how, but she wanted to put a kind of a corner piece here, I think, and then another corner piece down at that end, so two pieces to make a corner, and then run the electric fence around the outside of it, and then do something below so that smaller animals like rabbits and such can't get in here. So this is the future site of the straw garden. Got some fabric down here just to keep things clean. She had some extra fabric. And we've closed off the animals to come out into this area until we get this section finished. So we just simply connected the line here where they would normally go through. Doesn't look like anybody's in the back. So what we'll do is we'll go over to the barn and see what's happening in there. Hello? Anybody home? Where's my 4 little boys? Hey? Oh, and here's Sheldon. Can't miss Sheldon. So this is Sheldon's little spot. He's inside now because it's cold. We actually got frost last night. Last night. Went down, I think, to -2 Celsius here. What is it, buddy? Hi. Yeah, you're going to be inside now. Yeah. So he's kind of got the run of the building. We'll bring some of the other ones in at the end of the month. Right, Sheldon? Oh, Sheldon. Oh, Sheldon. What are you doing? So, for those of you who don't know, Sheldon had a hard time at birth this year. And you can view that in... we actually did some videos on each mama giving birth this year. And he needed to be bottle fed, and he couldn't even stand. And so we like to think of Sheldon similar to autism. So he's just very happy all the time, and just doesn't have a care in the world. Yeah. So he'll remain here on the farm. His cousins and brother and sister went to other places this summer. So they're gone, and he's left in here. So here's the boys. Zeus. Hi, Zeus. So these are Serama roosters. Hey. And this is Atlas here, and this is Apollo. And Pegasus is always... He's not, I guess 4's a crowd. Not 3's a crowd, because you guys always hang together. But Pegasus came in after these 3. Now there was a boy who was hatching out chickens, and he got these 4 roosters. And of course, again, people don't want roosters, and usually they will end up in stew of some sort, or abandoned, or something. So we bring them in here. You just have to make sure you don't have too many roosters in the hen house, right? Yeah, pretty bird. Okay, so the rabbits, we did lose 1 rabbit. So it was about, I think it was the day after we got them in, we lost one of the girls. We found her in one of the boxes. So whatever health reasons that they had when they came in, she didn't make it. So we had 5. So I guess there's 4 now. No, there's 7. There's 6 now, and there's 5 boys. So, of course, we'll leave the boys up in that area for another 3 weeks until we find out what's happening with these rabbits here, the mamas. If they are going to be mamas, then, of course, we'll keep them inside. If they're not having any young, then they will go outside. And this is our poor little hen over here that has a bum leg. And she tries to, I don't know why, but she tries to get into the box all the time. Her knee is actually backwards. So, but she can make it around, no problem, on one leg. Not an issue. Our guineas are in here. So these are our, the guinea and her keats, her chicks. So I think there were 12 initially, 2, 4, 6, there's 8. I think there was 11 or 12. And you're bound to lose some of them. So these guys are in here now and will likely remain in here for the winter. And we'll see what happens. Right, Sheldon? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Sheldon? What are you doing? You're getting a coat on you, too. Yeah, so I can't even, he's so hard to, yes, he's so hard to record, because he's just so bouncy. Yeah, you're just so bouncy. See, he's just happy. You couldn't have a happier boy. You're funny. Hey, you're funny. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, and you got a cheering squad, too. Everybody's cheering you on. Right? Everybody's cheering you on. All right, so let's lock up the guineas. Don't want to leave... yeah, there we go. Oh, that's so loud. It's so high-pitched. Sheldon! All right, Sheldon! 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 Are you just gonna stay in here, buddy? Should I just leave you out to wander around? Yeah, you can't go outside much anymore, can you? It's getting cold out. We'll probably take him out actually this afternoon. We have our open farm. So it's supposed to warm up to a balmy 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. So yes, you are funny. You guys could probably just watch him all day bounce around, I bet, right? What are you doing? What is that? So curious. Hey, is that a bungee cord? Is that a bungee cord? Oh boy. All right, so that is, I think that's it in here. The incubator. So we do have an incubator. I've got quite a few people asking about our incubator and the operation programming of it. We haven't used it this year just because we've gotten a lot of birds in, and there's no point in doing any more. So, will we use it? I don't know. It's a 256 egg incubator, so for peafowl, it's kind of pointless to put a dozen eggs in there to hatch. And these guys here are hatching birds like crazy. We try to keep them down in their breeding cycle. We don't want them to have too many. So something else I want to mention about moving into winter, if you are planning or if you have a barn, this is a very well insulated barn, and we actually don't heat it at all. It's all heated by body heat of the animals, as well as this material in here. What we'll do is it's cleaned up now, but when you get some poop on it, we go and we put down a layer of straw on top of that. And then you get a heated mass because it's breaking down. Now it doesn't smell a whole lot because we have really good ventilation, but that heat is generated off of the floor. It's a concrete floor, and in the spring we then clean all this out and put it outside to decompose and to turn into soil. So our ventilation system is over here. Initially I had just gotten a little booster fan, but after the first year I had to upgrade. This here, it's a 2-speed fan, so that's low, off, and high. And it is actually hooked up to a thermostat with an air conditioning feature. So what happens is we set the temperature accordingly. See right there. It's actually quite warm in here, but we'll set this. This just has a little mercury switch in it, and we'll set it up so that it is about 1 degree Celsius, just above freezing, so that it comes on and vents out until it hits that 1 degree mark. And we want to make sure we vent it out because of the smell, because of the off-gassing of the breaking down hay, and we want to make sure that their waters don't freeze. So we fill up their watering containers there, and everybody's nice and happy at just above freezing. Now one other thing that we'll have to do here as well is this is our water system. So it comes in, and this plug here actually plugs into this, which is a timer, and we've got it set to it's on for 15 minutes, off for half an hour, on for 15 minutes, off for half an hour, because it's not a regulated heat trace line. So this is kind of our regulation. And it actually goes inside the water pipe. So this water pipe was actually hooked up to our mobile home that used to be just outside this building, or essentially right where this is here. But the heat trace on it failed. So for whatever reason it failed, so we needed a way to keep it going. We've got another line running off to the house, and then this one comes out here. So we just purchased this and pushed it probably about 40 feet into the line, and then it plugs in and keeps everything nice and warm. And then these are our hoses for our winter water. We used to haul it out here, which was kind of a pain in the butt. We would use stuff like this, and we would haul pails out but now it's so much easier. So as per our ventilation, hey Atlas, what are you doing? As per our ventilation, the other end has the fan, this end has the intake, so it comes in here. I had to put this elbow here on it because the cool air was coming in and descending right down on the water, and it actually froze these lines here that aren't heated, so this connector area here. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to, because we've closed in this area, where'd everybody go? It's just Hannibal. Oh, I missed Hannibal earlier. Where were you, buddy? Hannibal's the only one left. So the other end of it is right here. So this is the intake. But since there's going to be a bunch of animals in this semi-closed off area, I'm going to take and disconnect this, and I think I'm going to run a line right across, cut a hole in there, and have it suck the air in from outside the building, so we don't get any frost buildup on that grill. Hannibal. Hanny. What are you doing? You got hay right in the container, bud. You got hay in the container. Why are you just digging it off the ground? Oh, buddy. Everybody leave you. Well, it looks like it's starting to become sunny out. Here's one of the high guys. There's one here. He's a Muscovy. And there's another one right there. Hi and guys. Fernando! Fernando! You got nothing? You're not going to speak? Say hi, Fernando. Say hi. You going to puff up at least? He's semi-puffed up. Well, there's some visitors coming this afternoon, so he is definitely going to be on his game this afternoon. Maybe he's just resting. Yep, sun's out. Warming up. Enjoy it while it lasts. Oh, what? Well, I'm standing here. There's lots of area for you to root around in. And they're making this mucky is what it is. Oh. So that's it for this farm tour. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to be doing more live streams with better equipment, always improving on the live stream. So yeah, winter's coming. I'll maybe do some live streams inside the barn, maybe out here during the winter. Just so you can get an idea as to what goes on in the wintertime. Not a whole lot. It's mostly just hibernation. But they do tend to come out here and hang out. Maybe we can do a winter feed session as well, just to show you how things work there. And that's it. Oh, I got a little rooster. Oh, there's, what's his name? He's the one, he has a long bill on the front. I forget what his name is already. And Turbo. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll do more and more. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on certain animals and talk more in depth into the different breeds that we have going into the winter time. And you can get to know the animals a little bit better. So thank you all for watching these videos, and to all the new subscribers that are coming in. Hope you stick around, and we'll see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.